Bonafide Hustler here, and today I'm going to answer your questions. What's going on, guys and gals? Chris the Bonafide Hustler coming to you live from the inside of my office, and I promised in a video, probably 3 videos ago, that I would be answering questions that came from kind of like a question video. So I'm gonna go right into my YouTube and I'm going to answer some of your questions. Now, before we get to that, make sure you hit the like button, all right? And you're gonna put a comment down below, 2 comments, right? The first one, here it is. You ready? Are you ready? I think you're ready. I'm pretty sure you are. How cool was an Apache with an Apache shirt, right? I know you saw this in a previous video, but I'm finally wearing it. Does that deserve a like? Does it? Or a comment? Let me know. Now, the other comment I want you to put down below is if you have a question for me for the next video, which I might actually air this week or maybe next week, then put that down below as well. Let's talk garage sale, pawn shops, swap meets, reselling in general, eBay, whatever you guys want to talk about. Let's talk about it. Put a question down below, and if it's a good one, I'll answer it on my next video. Okay, so the first question comes from Kathy, and that is, hey, I hope you will answer my question. I've noticed, I'm reading from my cell phone here, I've noticed that you are rarely doing hot shots in thrift stores or filming the old folks, old lady thrift store, where everyone lines up outside. I miss those old videos, and I'm wondering if you've cut those back because of reseller competition or if the stores are not okay with you filming. That's a really good question, actually. All right, so let me just kind of answer. They don't really see me filming, so it's not that. Is there competition? Absolutely, at that thrift store on a Wednesday at 10 o'clock in the morning, which is when I wait in line. But now at 10 o'clock in the morning, there's this like awesome yoga class that I go to, and it occurs only twice a week. So I go to it. It's part of my gym's like membership fee thing, whatever. It's just there, so I go to it. I go to that thrift store usually after the fact, and I sometimes find some cool stuff. But I still do hot shots, I just don't film them, and that's the thing, because I do hot shots right after the gym sometimes. It only takes me like 45 minutes or something to see 4, maybe 3 thrift stores. So I still do hot shots, it's whether I film it or not. So I'm definitely still doing it, still posting things on eBay all the time. It's a matter of, filming, editing, all that kind of stuff. But I'm still definitely in the game on a part-time basis at least. Thank you for your question, Kathy. Let's go to the next one. Opinionated Esoteric asks, thanks for the video, Chris. So here's my question. What is the possibility of you doing a full video of all your yard sale hacks? Things to say, things not to say, how to haggle, etc. Thanks again, man. Have an awesome day. Okay, so I have videos on my channel, over 800 videos on my channel, I think. And some of those are garage sale tips, but I can make a kind of consolidated one if that's what you want to see, not just opinionated esoteric, but maybe other people out there in the feed. If that's something that is of interest to you, and we're about to be in the most epic garage sale season of all time, if that's something that you think would help you out, then put a comment down below and let me get that video filmed. But if I get about 5 responses saying like, yeah, film that garage sale video with the garage sale tips or hacks or whatever, I can definitely do it. And I've been doing garage sales for probably, what, 18 years plus. So I think I know what I'm talking about. Probably do. From Flippin' Canuck. Another great video, just wondering if you would ever do a behind the scenes video on how you vlog. I've been wanting to start vlogging, so trying to soak up as much as I can. I can absolutely make that video. That'd be pretty cool, actually. I can show you kind of like the cameras I use, and it's not really complicated or anything like that. I can show you budget cameras, decent cameras, even good cameras, and then like broadcast grade cameras or something like that. Things that'll stay on for like hours on end. So yeah, I have those things, and it's funny because what I'm filming on is a Canon G7X Mark II, which I think is probably the best all-arounder vlogging camera of all time. There's a Mark III out right now, but Mark I, Mark II, Mark III. Mark II is really good. Mark I was good too. I've had one of those. And those are kind of sleeper cameras. You can look for them in pawn shops, and sometimes you can find them around $200 to maybe $250, which is a total steal. You can use it for like a year or 2 and still sell it for more money, which is cool. Mary Beth G asks, great video as always. My question is, do you or should I take the time to lower items in price when eBay says you'll sell this faster if you lower this by $1 or $2 or something like that? Is it worth the time? I think with eBay, if something that might be worth your time is actually just deleting all your listings and then relisting them as a sell similar. I've seen spikes doing that. I'm gonna make a video probably tomorrow regarding an eBay, not an opportunity, but the whole send to offer thing on eBay is interesting, and really what goes on behind the scenes, because I've seen it come full circle, and I'll talk to you guys about it tomorrow, like how I know it's coming around full circle. Not so much in making me money, but I can see what the circle is. and what eBay is doing behind the scenes once you click like an offer and you send it off. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, so will you sell it faster if you lower it by $1 or $2? I mean, lowering it by $1 or $2 might help the algorithm if that's the algorithm's thing this year. It's hard to say what is in the algorithm. There were times where you could do things like that and it would absolutely lead to a spike in sales. Now, I haven't done that in a while, so I can't really echo in on it. I don't think you're losing money. If you're gonna lower $1 or $2 at a time, if you're losing money, then you're definitely dealing with very low priced items. If you're reducing something by $1 or $2 and it's a $50 item, $100 item, I don't think it's gonna really matter that much. I think it's only a bonus if you get to move that item for, instead of 50, you move it for 48. I think that's still a win in my book. Wicked247 says, I saw disc golf discs in your video, do you play? I don't play, but I played for the very first time the other day, well actually like 2 weeks ago. And I played for the very first time on a sunny, random Sunday, and I had such a good time. There were no adult beverages. There were no adult smoky things, but I had so much fun. And I thought that, my kind of like, I have like a little bit of a wacky shoulder, It's given me issues throwing footballs and sometimes frisbees. But back in the day, I've rehabbed it a lot and I never got a chance to like really kind of test it out until that day. And I was kind of skeptical. But on that day, we were throwing some, serious bombs with those frisbees. So do I play? No. Do I want to play again? Absolutely. It was so much fun playing disc golf. It was awesome. I'm surprised that I'm just now figuring it out. It was just amazing. Catherine Lay, so what happened to the garage sale thrifting or garage sale shipping with your brother? I guess she's implying what happened to the garage sale shopping with your brother. Is the weather too cold? I miss those. Yeah, the weather, when it gets cold or rainy or whatever around January and sometimes December, we're not going to film. We do more thrifting videos and stuff like that. So there are no garage sales at that time. But we're about to be in an awesome garage sale season and I will be doing a lot of filming. So don't worry, lots of cool videos are coming. Deanne Fairbairn, I think that's her name. Deanne F, we'll put it that. Question here, do you offer global shipping with eBay? I'm part of the GSP program, so that is just what I engage in. And there are certain countries that GSP works with, and then the other ones, like the kind of scammy countries, they're like, no. So, the other part of the question is, if so, what would you say your split is between domestic and global sales? I would say global sales are probably like 10% of my sales, maybe 15 at best. Yeah, so, for what that's worth, I do the GSP program with eBay, which I think you can click it. It's like auto-clicked on all my stuff. Anytime I make a listing, there's like, defaults in there now. So it's always GSP. It's always gonna kind of default to a promoted thing, and a couple other things, but yeah. So, what else? So Jonathan Michael says, love the channel. How about a what not to buy video? Maybe a video with stuff you bought and found it's a slow seller or not what you expected after you purchased. This is a really good idea, actually. If I can locate some pictures, I can certainly make that video. If I can't locate pictures, then maybe I can just go to Google Images and kind of show. Because, once you become a really high-level thrifter or garage saler in resale purposes, like a reseller, you do remember distinctly certain things that didn't shake out as you thought that they would. So I'll first look back at my eBay solds and try to remember like which ones I'm like, oh, I made like 20 bucks on that, or like 25 when I was hoping to make 45, maybe plus 50, whatever, 50 plus. I mean, those things happen, unfortunately, but usually when that kind of stuff happens, it's happening with lighter shippable items. So it's not terrible, it's just not optimal. So it does still happen. I think it happens for all of us to say that you just have like super winners all the time that are like X ROI every single time. Like, I don't know about that. Like, I definitely have some things that I thought, or I was just a little bit more optimistic on them, and yeah, I can make a video about that. That's actually a really good suggestion. Okay, so another question right here from Team Foco that came out of a vlog that I, like a ride along, says, did you break even with gas, coffee, and food today? Now, my answer to this question is twofold, because I don't know if I did on that video. I'm pretty sure I did, obviously. If I make 50 bucks, let's just say on some random day, if I just make 50 bucks in future profits, that pretty much covers gas, depending on what car we drive. If we drive E-Money's truck, maybe not. But it covers most gas, coffee, and food. Yeah, it usually does. The food when E-Money and I go out is somewhere between 20 and 25 bucks for tacos, something like that. And we also bring some stuff home. Coffee is typically 10, so you know, let's take worst case scenario 35. And then with gas being like $2 a gallon, you know, and I think the highest days we do 70 to 80 miles on a high day. So you can kind of do the calculation that, you know, yeah, it's still, you know, you make 50 in future profit, you spend 50 on a terrible day, it's a wash. But I think the more important part of my answer would be the second thing is I don't ever focus on breaking even, because breaking even for the day means I'm forced to look for something profitable, and that's the worst kind of scenario you want to be in. Like long term, it's terrible, because if that wins a couple times over, then you sit there and you're like, oh, I can find something profitable every single time. When it's a matter of time before, you know, A, you burn up too much time trying to look for something to rescue your day, or two, it just reinforces a really bad habit. And you want to reinforce good habits when you're a reseller, not bad ones. So you don't want to look at each day as like, I got to cover today with like, you know, money. And it's more important to like seek and be educated on like, you know, the good stuff to buy, finding home runs, being in touch with the right kind of people that give you like good leads, knowing all your coupons and things that you can use. And that way you're primed to find these things and they come to you rather than you like grabbing, trying to make that money. I think it's much better if you're more relaxed and you can just see the thrift store or the opportunity in the garage sale for really what it is. And if you don't, you know, make money that day or you don't break even, it's not the end of the world, you know? So that's my answer to that question. SB says, bro, do you even list? Which is actually inspired by do you even lift, which is kind of like a funny lifting term. Of course I list. Duh. It's a lot of fun to list. It's fun to list good items that you're pumped up about. It's really boring to list items that you're not pumped up about and items that, you know, have something that you missed when you were in line at the thrift store or at a garage sale and you're like, oh my God, it has a hole now, or it has a stain, or it has a weird odor, or it's missing this part, or I have to like order that. That's where it gets annoying. I don't suggest getting into items like that. So that means one thing only, which is like, you know, be into really good items that you care about and care enough about them to where you can do the check before you buy. That will save you the time to where you don't buy a bummed item that will just kind of kill your chi, your hustler chi, you know? So that's what I kind of do. And I hone in for those like perfect items. I look them over real good, blah, blah, blah. This is gonna be good. Estimated market in my head, you know, confirm it with my phone if I need to. And I go home, I immediately take pictures of it because I'm pumped, because I know it's gonna be profitable. And then I, you know, put it in a box or whatever it needs to be in, and it's out of sight, out of mind until the day that it sells, at which point I pick it up, put a label on it, and off it goes. So, Robert Rodriguez asks, at what level does eMoney become Bonafide? He's a really good reseller. eMoney is good. He resells all the time. He does a lot of local sales, a lot more than I do. But he's also dealing with local sales that are, like he'll take 20 bucks. I usually won't do a local sale for anything less than 50 bucks. So he'll do a $20, you know, SARS Bones 3 bike rack that he bought for 50 and he'll sell it for 70. Like he'll do that over and over and over and over and over. It's crazy. So there are a lot more cars that pull up to his house. We live next door to each other, and that's just the way it is. So does he become my level? He'll become my level when I don't know. He's good. He's a good reseller. He can hold his own. He's good. He's not a bad reseller whatsoever. I might have more intuition on items and like certain things, but I've also had more time, right? He has a job that he's working on or whatever, and he's had to study for it and be in school for it. And all those times I had, you know, chances to do hot shots, and I learned faster and I learned more. And I'm also a little, you know, more wrapped up in the community through the camera. And so that means a lot. Like I learn through those things. So I would say that, yeah, I don't know if he's ever going to become my level, but he's a very good reseller regardless. All right, so that's enough questions for this video. I hope I answered some of them. And remember, you can put a question down below and I am guaranteed to see it. I don't know if I'm guaranteed to pick it for the next video because some can be kind of wacky and a little bit intrusive, but it doesn't matter. Like, put your question down below and I would love to see it. And maybe I'll put it on the next video. Guys, thanks for the support and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Goodbye. Goodbye.